Hey everybody, MorbTron here. Today is March 10th, 2020, which makes it a Tuesday and a reset day, and also the start of Season 10. So this video is going to have a lot more stuff that we talk about, and it's going to be a little bit longer as well. So we'll start with the Season Pass. If you own the Season Pass, you'll get a couple cool things right off the go, like Tommy's Matchbook, which I'll be doing a review video on either later today or tomorrow. But basically, this weapon's gimmick is that the longer you fire it, the more damage it does, but it also does a little bit of self-damage as its damage starts to increase. But if you hip fire it, it does less damage to you. So we'll see what it's like. I haven't shot a single round through it yet. But yeah, it looks cool. Let's see here. Also, you get a full set of the Season 1 armor, and you get an XP boost. Other stuff throughout the season. That right there, that is the Titan Ornament set. Very Kremlin Guard official Russian looking stuff. Everything in the season is very Russian. That's the theme. That is the theme, is Russian stuff. But I'm going to go over two of the shaders here. Everything else I'm sure you'll look at later on. Silver Tactical. This is very old school, like 40s and 50s Russian ball gown official looking coloring. Very light green and gold. Yeah, it's a hell of a thing. Dark Water Froth. It's very very dark, not shiny, very weathered looking, I think. Neither are my cup of tea, but you know, there are other shaders out there that I'm sure are better. Other stuff, very interesting things. We get these things called Warmind bits, which are used to upgrade our bunkers and complete weapon pursuits and more. So I'm sure we'll know what those are rather quickly. But when you start the game and load in, you are told to talk to Zavala after watching some cutscenes that are pretty cool. You also have to go talk to Saint 14 because Trials of Osiris will be starting again on Friday. And speaking of stuff that's happening in the solar system, the Flashpoint is on Io. Nothing has been changed with Gambit this season. If you're curious about the patch notes, a link will be down in the description if you want to read over them. I'm not going to go over them because there's a lot of them, and this video is going to be long, as it is. Now, in the Vanguard playlist here, we have the Ordeal, which is Insight Terminus. Now, the new difficulty, Grandmaster, won't be coming until April 21st, but just know that it's going to be very difficult because we have things like Extinguish, limited revives, and we have all of these modifiers. So join in progress disabled, extra champions, locked loadout, match game, extra shields, that sort of thing. It's gonna be interesting. But if we go towards just the master difficulty or even legend, we have in master Kargan stratagem, so incoming void and environmental damage, more champions, match game, locked loadout, chaff, and empath, which kind of, I mean, empath says you have enhanced radar. Chaff makes it so you don't have radar. Cannot access other activities at this time. Cool. I just got booted to orbit. That's neat. Don't need to be in orbit though, or don't need to be at the tower though. So that's perfectly fine. A little bit of a hiccup, but there we go. That's yeah, that's the Ordeal. The farmable Nightfalls this week don't matter because we have the Pyramidion, which gives you a Year 1 sniper rifle, Will of the Thousands, which gives you an exotic transmat effect, and Broodhold, which gives you nothing. Broodhold is a fun strike to do, but since it's the beginning of a season, we have power to search for, increasing our items' power levels, and doing Nightfalls with no rewards doesn't get us that. In Crucible, we have Clash and Showdown as our rotators. We have Rumble, Control, Elimination, Survival, and Freelance Survival, like usual. Classic mix at the bottom. Now, I'm sure Trials of Osiris will be either up at the top or down at the bottom this Friday, going towards either Monday or Tuesday. So, we'll wait and see. On the moon, the Nightmare Hunts this week are Skolas, Zydron, and Tanix, if you're looking to do the time trials for those. But if you go into the EDZ or anywhere, really, you can kind of see on the map where the Seraph Towers are. It says recommended power level 980, which if you hit maximum power throughout the season, last season, you can be at, oh, that's not max power, there we go, you can be 970. So they're going to be difficult right off the go, but we'll wait and see exactly how difficult that is going to be later on. I'll probably do a video on the Seraph Tower activities, but anyway, now going on to stuff for the season. Now, as far as Bright Dust goes, there's no new stuff. There's no Season 10 stuff for Bright Dust this week. It's all stuff we've had before. Welded Brass. I think we even had that shader last week. We have Playground Ride, Blade Wipe. This is all old stuff from last season. So I'm not going to go over it. I'm sure we'll get new stuff starting next season, but we do have these two new things here. We have Glimmer Shard and we have Scavenger's Boon. Now, these give you Glimmer and planetary materials in exchange for Bright Dust. That's a bad trade. Don't buy either of these things. Just go to Spider. Just go to Spider, and if you play every day or even a couple times a week, you won't need to spend your Bright Dust on Glimmer and planetary materials. Just don't do it. It's not worth it at all. But other stuff in the season, we have a lot of cool stuff. Now, I usually don't look at these season starter packages, but we do have 2 exotics, a ship and a sparrow, for the total cost of $8, which they don't look that bad, honestly. This ship is pretty cool looking, and this sparrow is also pretty cool looking. It's very weaponized. Kind of looks like an attack helicopter, but in sparrow form. That's kind of what that design reminds me of, like an Apache. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this sparrow. Looks very advanced military helicopter to me, which is pretty cool. I like it. And it has these worthless things there and some Bright Dust, but who cares about that? You get 2 exotics for the price of $8. Now, the finishers this season are pretty good. We have I'm the Boss Now, which is kind of like a nod to the fact that boss stomp in this game is ridiculous. And we finally get to kill enemies by stomping our foot on the ground. We have Gladiator's Blade Rush, if you want to pretend that you are a Cabal Gladiator. Not my thing. Energy Overload. I think that should be kind of like a Warlock exclusive thing, because it is basically just Nova Warp. But I'm sure some people will dig that as well. For Titans, we have a new ornament for Dune Marchers, which makes them look like they're made out of bone. Pretty cool. Dune Marchers also got a buff as well this season, so that's also pretty cool. Now we have a new ornament for a very old hand cannon, Sunshot. This one's called Burning Red. Makes it look Cabalish. I don't like it, because it's got this big Cabal glob down at the bottom here. But I'm sure somebody will like it. Not a fan of Cabal-themed stuff. We have a lot of new weapon ornaments. And when Iron Banner comes around, we're actually going to be able to get the point of the Stag Bow this time. That's pretty cool. It's kind of like, oh, it's not really a pinnacle weapon. It's just it's a weapon to go for. That you're going to have a quest to get a bow this time around. So that's pretty neat. We have a new ornament for the Recluse, which is pretty cool. It's called Necrosis. Very, very spidery, because Recluse. We also have a new ornament for the Austringer, which I thought was very interesting. And this thing looks very, very nice. I like the look of that ornament. I really do. Other ornaments we have Timeline 0, which is for World Line 0. We have the Standard Bearer for the Suros Regime. And we have the Splice of Life for the Lord of Wolves. Now this Siva-ified Lord of Wolves looks very cool, and the Siva kind of pulsates a little bit and kind of like wiggles around at the back there. Very good looking. I think that looks very, very cool. I wish that there would be more like Siva-ified weapon skins this season because of Rasputin. But emotes. We have Infinity Cubes if you want to pretend that you are Osiris playing with those little cubes. We have the Patty Cake, which is a multiplayer emote. So I imagine you'll see 2 hunters playing Patty Cake in the Crucible, because that's just, you know, that screams hunter to me. We have a giant big red button that you never push. I'm very disappointed at that. Very disappointed that you don't push the big red button. Masterful Flow, a new dance. Kind of doing a shuffle. Cool. Don shades. You put on some shades. Pretty self-explanatory there. We have the up high, down low, which is just kind of like you're doing a high five. You're doing a big old high five. And we have shoulder hug. So if you're a total Chad, you can greet your fellow Guardian like a total Chad. There you go. We have whisper sweet nothings if you want to embrace your fellow Guardian and whisper sweet nothings into their ear. Very, very good emote. I dig it. We have the all right, let's go. This is for when one of your friends cannot decide what weapons they want to equip before going into a nightfall. But too bad you can't emote at them in orbit. And we have the hand cannon Vogue. That is going to be one hell of a taunt in the Crucible. I cannot wait. We have Warsat Arrival. Pretty cool. Cabal entrance. Cabal themed stuff is dumb. That's all I have to say about that. Siva Emerge. That's cool, I gotta say. Siva stuff, give me more. I want more Siva in my life. That's new stuff for the season. And, yeah, I guess I don't know what else to cover. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, go talk to Zavala when you get to the tower. Go talk to Saint 14. And, let's save the tower. Let's save the last city. But, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you like it, hit the like button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. If you're new here, subscribe and all that stuff. But do not forget to have a good day, everybody. And I will catch you all next time.